back in 2012, when I first started running my business out of the Bronx, I was able to get a lot of press because I was one of the, if not only, minority-run technology companies in the Bronx. So what I did was I started to see a lot of the great ideas, and I started to see how I can help them. And a lot of times I would try to self-fund them by just not taking any profit and just getting them built for the cheapest amount of cost I could, and then taking equity in the company. So I did that a few times, and I realized there's too many ideas to do that with. I can't do that with them all. So I said, all right, I need to raise a fund. I'm sure if I can get more people, hopefully from the community, to invest in these ideas, when one hits, everybody in the community wins. I was not able to do that. Most people don't know technology, so they're very reluctant to invest in it. Most people understand real estate, so they're very, likely to invest in real estate. So I said, all right, I need to start educating people on technology and the opportunity, like the Ubers and the Airbnbs of the world, where these people who invest very little make hundreds of times their money. So I started to do that. We created MetaBronx because of that. We tried to work with more companies. We tried to formalize the curriculum. And then this year we won a contest to work with Village Capital, who has one of the best track records on picking startups that win. So what we do now is we say, all right, let's revisit the fund. And this is 7 years ago. So 7 years, it took a bunch of different things to happen for us to get to where we are with trying to raise a fund again. So yesterday we were invited to DC for an event where the top technology lawyers that put together most of the big funds were going to be. So if you don't know, DC from here is about a 4-hour drive without traffic. We hit traffic. So we spent 9 hours. We drove 9 hours in total going and coming back for a 3-hour event, right? But that was an event that changed probably the trajectory of us creating the fund. We met with the top technology people. We explained what we wanted to do, and they decided to help us. So I say all this to say, it took 7 years, and then a drop of the dime invite that was, most people would have said, I'm not driving 9 hours for a 3-hour event. That there was no guarantees, and there's still no guarantees. This thing could still take me 20, 30, 40, 50 more years before I raise a fund, but I'm in it for the long haul because I know that is my path. I want to be able to invest in more companies, and I'm going to figure out how to get money from different people and different types of people, hopefully our people, to invest in these companies, because when the next big idea comes from these communities, I hope it's us that wins. So I'm creating this video just to show you the path it takes to getting to what your goal is, right? That was 7 years ago, and I still may be 10, 20, 30 years away from proving that I'm capable of growing a fund. So, but I'm in it for the long haul, and I hope to show you the whole journey. But what I've learned so far is to create a fund, you need 3 things minimum. You need people willing to give you money, that believe that you can grow it. You need a track record of companies that you have helped, or somehow you can convince these people with money that you either have exited, so they're willing to give you, and exited means you sold a company, so they're willing to give you their money because they think you know how to make more of it. And then 3, you need relationships. So the relationships we made yesterday are the type of relationships that create funds. These people invest in the fund, they help you create it, and without those 3 things, it's going to be impossible. So now we have what we think is the main 3 areas, and we're starting to move this ball forward, and I hope to keep you posted on how it works. And I'm not going to quit. I'll create 1,000 videos, and even if I die creating the fund, understand that all this information, hopefully somebody picks it up and does what I'm trying to do. So never give up. 7 years strong, and maybe my next video is introducing a fund, but most likely there will be more of me explaining our journey to creating a fund to help more minority and women founders create their ideas. Thank you for watching.